Did you know that tornadoes can be invisible? Yes, you heard it right. Tornadoes, these devastating whirlwinds that we often picture as dark, threatening funnels, can actually be invisible to the naked eye. Now, you might be asking, how is that even possible? Well, it all comes down to dust and debris. Typically, when we see a tornado, what we're actually seeing is the dust, dirt, and debris that the tornado has picked up from the ground. The swirling winds themselves are usually invisible. When a tornado forms over a body of water, for example, it's often invisible until it reaches land and starts picking up material. So, an invisible tornado, it's not science fiction, it's science fact. This means that a tornado can be moving towards you without you even realizing it. A chilling thought indeed. Imagine not being able to see a destructive force of nature until it's too close for comfort. How fast do you think a tornado can travel? You might be surprised. When we think of tornadoes, we often imagine a massive, swirling column of air rampaging across the landscape. But just how fast can these monstrous wind funnels really move? The speed of a tornado can vary greatly, but the fastest recorded tornado bolted across the ground at a staggering 70 miles per hour. That's faster than the speed limit on most highways. This immense speed is a key factor in the tornado's destructive power. Imagine a 70 miles per hour windstorm concentrated into a small area. It's like a freight train barreling through everything in its path, tearing apart buildings, uprooting trees, and hurling debris miles away. The speed of tornadoes is not only a testament to nature's raw power, but also a reminder of how quickly these storms can strike, leaving little time for those in their path to seek shelter. Think about that the next time you're driving at highway speeds. Ever wondered what a tornado sounds like? The answer might give you the chills. Tornadoes are not silent monsters. They announce their presence with a horrifying symphony of sounds. The most commonly reported noise is akin to the relentless roar of a freight train barreling down the tracks. This thunderous rumble is caused by the sheer power of the tornado's winds tearing through the atmosphere. But the soundscape of a tornado is not limited to just one note. There is also a higher-pitched whistling or hissing sound like a boiling kettle created by the high-speed winds whipping past structures and objects. Some survivors even report hearing a loud, rapid-fire popping noise. That's the sound of debris being sucked up and shot out by the tornado at incredible speeds. It's a cacophony of sounds that tells a terrifying tale of nature's raw, unbridled power. It's a soundtrack none of us would want to hear in real life. There's a place called Tornado Alley, and it's as ominous as it sounds. Imagine a stretch of land where the elements conspire to create the perfect conditions for tornadoes. That's Tornado Alley for you. It's a geographical region in the United States that spans across the central states from Texas to North Dakota. Now you may wonder, what makes this region a hotbed for tornadoes? The answer lies in the unique atmospheric conditions present here. Warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico meets cold, dry air from Canada, creating instability in the atmosphere. This clash of air masses, coupled with the flat landscape, makes it easy for thunderstorms to form and escalate into tornadoes. Life in Tornado Alley is a dance with nature's fury. Residents here are no strangers to the skies turning green, the air becoming still, and the sirens blaring, signaling the approach of a tornado. Living in Tornado Alley certainly isn't for the faint of heart. The deadliest tornado in history didn't occur where you might think. Instead of the heart of Tornado Alley in America, it happened halfway across the world in Bangladesh. On the 26th of April 1989, a devastating tornado struck the Maniganj district, specifically the areas of Daulatpur and Saturia. This catastrophic event is known as the Daulatpur-Saturia tornado, and it holds the grim title of the deadliest tornado in recorded history. With a path of destruction 1 mile wide and 10 miles long, it obliterated everything in its path. The death toll was staggering, with estimates ranging from 1,300 to as many as 1,700 people. Thousands were injured and entire villages were wiped off the map. The Daulatpur-Saturia tornado serves as a chilling testament to the raw and indiscriminate power of nature. Its impact was so profound that it forever changed the landscape and the lives of those who survived. It's a sobering reminder of the power of nature. Tornadoes can travel a surprisingly long distance. Picture this: a single twister, carving a path of chaos and destruction that spans more than 200 miles. Sounds like an exaggerated scene from a disaster movie, right? Yet it's a chilling reality. The Tri-State Tornado of 1925 holds this record, and it's as mind-boggling as it sounds. Now let's put that into perspective. This tornado didn't just hop, skip, and jump across a few towns. No, it blazed a continuous trail of devastation across 3 states, Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana, leaving nothing but ruins in its wake. This monstrous tornado traveled an astounding 219 miles in a single stretch. Imagine the sheer scale of that. It's like a destructive force of nature deciding to take a road trip from one end of Rhode Island to the other, and then some. And that, friends, is the longest track a tornado has ever taken. That's longer than the entire state of Rhode Island. There's a season for tornadoes, but it's not the same everywhere. This statement might come as a surprise to some. Yes, tornadoes do have a season, but unlike other seasonal occurrences, it's not bound by the traditional calendar. In the United States, for instance, the season tends to peak during spring and early summer, particularly from March to June. But it's not uniform across the country. In the southeastern states, the peak can be as early as February, while in the northern plains it's often later in the summer. And then there's the infamous Tornado Alley, a region that spans several central states. Here the season can extend from early spring to late summer. But again, tornadoes are unpredictable. They've been known to occur outside of these periods. Across the globe, tornado seasons vary even more, influenced by local climates and geographical features, from Australia's late spring and summer to South Africa's late summer and early autumn. In the end, it's vital to remember that Mother Nature doesn't follow a calendar. Tornadoes are rated on a scale, but it's not just about wind speed. Here's something that might surprise you. Tornadoes are measured using what's known as the Enhanced Fujita Scale, or EF scale for short. It's an upgrade from the original Fujita scale, developed by Dr. Tetsuya Theodore Fujita. The enhanced part comes in because this scale doesn't just consider wind speed, it takes into account more than 28 different damage indicators. These damage indicators range from the type of structure affected, to the degree of damage it sustained, and even the nature of vegetation damage. For instance, a tornado that rips off roofs and shatters windows is considered less intense than one that flattens sturdy buildings or debarks trees. This scale ranges from EF0, where damage is light, all the way up to EF5, where damage is incredible. The EF scale provides a more comprehensive understanding of a tornado's intensity, helping to estimate potential damage and guide recovery efforts. It's a complex system for a complex phenomenon. When it comes to tornadoes, knowledge is power. In the face of such a formidable force of nature, preparedness is our greatest weapon. So, let's equip ourselves with some essential tornado safety tips. Firstly, understand the difference between a tornado watch and a tornado warning. A watch means tornadoes are possible in your area, so stay alert. A warning, on the other hand, means a tornado has been sighted or indicated by weather radar and immediate action is required. When a warning is issued, seek shelter immediately. If you have a basement or storm cellar, that's your best bet. If not, head for the lowest level of your home, preferably a small, windowless interior room like a closet or bathroom. Cover yourself with a mattress or heavy blankets to protect against flying debris. If you're outdoors with no shelter available, lie flat in a nearby ditch or depression and cover your head with your hands. Be aware of potential flooding. Never try to outrun a tornado in urban or congested areas. Now, what about supplies? Have a tornado emergency kit on hand. This should include a first aid kit, a flashlight with extra batteries, a battery-powered weather radio, bottled water, non-perishable food items, and essential medications. Store these items in your designated shelter space, so they're readily accessible when you need them. If you live in a mobile home, plan ahead. These homes are not safe during tornadoes. Identify a safe shelter in your community and know the quickest route to get there. After the tornado has passed, be extremely careful during cleanup. Watch out for broken glass, nails, and other sharp objects. Don't touch downed power lines or objects in contact with them. Remember, tornadoes are unpredictable. They can strike with little warning, and their power is immense. But by staying alert, knowing where to take shelter and having the right supplies on hand, you can greatly increase your chances of staying safe. Stay safe out there, nature enthusiasts.